Hey guys, myself Apan and welcome back to my YouTube channel Tech Chaos. I hope you're going good, and in the last video we saw how to create cards with logos and add transitions to it. So in today's video we will see how to create instructions table along with the mentor details. So here is what we will be building in today's video. This is basically the heading tag, and below this we have this is actually a table that we are having, so with 6 rows and just a single column with the text written inside it. So then at the bottom we are having these mentor details with actually these four division tags, sorry, three division tags. So let us see how to build this. So let me get back to my Sublime code. So to do this I will create one more section with class name as instructions. Then inside this uh, I will create heading 2 tag. So I'll create a heading 2 tag with name general instructions. So below this we are having the table of all those instructions. So I'll create a table, and inside this I will create 6 rows with a single data. So I'll create table row. This tr tag basically represents a table row inside my table. So single table row. Inside this, I may have multiple columns with respect to a single row. So inside this, I'll be having a table data. So this represents our column data. Uh, so I am actually eventually I am having only a single table data. So this is my table row, and inside this I am having only single table data with this text written. So I'll be having only this, and I'm totally having 6 rows. So I will copy this thing, paste it 6 times: 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let me quickly copy all of those data inside my table. So I'll go over here, copy this thing, come back and paste. So now I am having my table data, everything over here. Let us see how this is looking. So when I go over here and refresh, uh, you can see my table has been come, but there is no styling because we have not added any of the styling to this. So to do that, we will create one more style sheet in my CSS folder. So I'll go over here, create a new file named, let me save this first. So I will give this as instructions itself, and I will give it the file name as .css, so extension .css. So I have to even link this in my HTML document. So I will go over here. I've already told you in my previous videos how to link my style sheet. I have to simply say relation, and this represents what kind of file it is. So it is a style sheet. If it was any other type of document, if it was JavaScript, I had to write JavaScript over here. So I'm writing style sheet. Then href means that where my file CSS file has been located. So it is there in my CSS folder. So I am currently inside my websites folder. So inside this I am having my CSS folder. So I have to say from the current directory I have to go to my CSS folder, and inside that I have already written this instructions. So I'll just, for your convenience, I will write this down in instructions dot css. I'll close this down. So I'll now remove this. So this is not necessary. I've already included this as instruction dot css. So this is the same thing. Now I will open this file over here from here. So now for this thing, as you can see, for my general instructions heading tag, I have the background color as black and green, sorry, green, and text as white, and as well as you can see at the left side of this area I am having black border left, and as well as at the bottom I am having this black border. So to do that, first thing, this is my instructions. Okay, we'll go over here. So this is my instructions section. So I'll copy this. So inside this I am having my heading to tag. So I will say this is my class name, and inside this let me first give some margin at the top and bottom. So I will say margin and I will say top and bottom to around 100 pixels. So, and with respect to left and right, I don't need any margin. So this represents, the first attribute represents my top and bottom, and the second attribute represents left and right. So with respect to top and bottom, I have given 100 pixels. So when you see, when I refresh and show you, you can see I get some space at the top and bottom. So now quickly, what I will do, I will give the styling to my heading to tag. So inside my instructions, I am having this heading to tag. So for my heading 2, I will first increase the font size to say around 2.5 rem. So I have already told you what this rem represents. 1 rem equals to 16 pixels. So typically 2 rem, 2.5 rem, it comes around like 40, something around 40 pixels. So this is my font size. I will set the background color to say green, and I will set the font color to white, and then let's see this how this is looking when I refresh. And you can see my background and my color is been applied to this, but it is taking the entire area. This my heading tag. I want only this much portion of my text content. So you have already seen we use display property to do that, and I have to set the display property to inline block. And now when I refresh, you can see my the background is covering only that much area now. But I want some spacing to this. It is looking a bit congested, right, at the left and right as well as at the top and bottom. So I will give some padding so that I get some spacing around that. So I'll give it to around 10 pixels. So now when I refresh, you can see uh, I have got some spacing all around this uh, content. So now finally I have to give some border at the left and right. So to do that, we have this property called border, and specifically we have to use border left as it. I have to give it hyphen not equal to. So border left, and let me give its width to around 3 pixels. So 3 pixels, I want it to be solid, and the color for that to be black. And I will copy the same and do it for my border bottom. So I will just remove this left and replace it with bottom 3 pixels black. Similarly, when I refresh this thing, you can see my border at the left and at the bottom, it is being applied perfectly. So now let us design this table here. As you can see, I have this font size and this green color at for my 2, 4 and 6 row. I have green color, and for my odd ones 1, 3 and fifth row I have white color. I have no actually the default color for the background, and even we have this border at the left and right side. So to do this, I will get back over here, and inside my instructions division section, I am having my table, right? So you can see in my HTML document, here is my instruction section. So inside this instruction section, I'm having this table. So I will set a table, and what I will do, I will give border left to around the same thing, border left and border left. I will copy the same thing from here itself. So now I will paste, it will do the same thing for my table. This is my entire table over here. This is my entire table, and at the left and right side, sorry, at the left and at the bottom, I will get the border. So when I refresh, you can see at the left and at the bottom, I am getting this border. Now let me give some font size to the table data. So I'll copy the same thing, and at the bottom inside my table I am having the table row, and inside that I am having table data. So for table data I have to set some styling. So I will say font size to say around 1.5 rem. So and okay, let's see if that has been increased. So now you can see a font size has been increased, but as you know, we need this for the second, fourth and sixth row. We need the background color. So only for those rows, for those table data, I have to give a specific class name. So here is my second row. This is probably my fourth row, and this is my sixth row. So for that I need to give some specific class name. So I have not to I have to give that class name to my data, because my content is actually residing in my table data, right? This td tag. So I have to give class name for this instead of giving for table row. So for my second row I will give a class name. Let me give it as, I have to apply green color, so I will say green color itself. So I will copy this whole thing, and this is my third. I don't want it for third, I want it for fourth one. Then finally for the sixth, not row actually, it should be for the table data. So inside this I'm having table data, not here, not here, or it should be here, and as well as over here. Okay, I am having this thing. I will copy the same class name, and only for this table row I have to apply my background color. I will paste this down, and this is residing in my table row, right? So inside my instructions I'm having this table, then inside that table row, and it will only target to that table data with the class name green color. So only for those I have to mention a background color. So I will say background color. Let me get down over here, background color. And instead of background color, let me use the background image property. So I wanted to use the linear gradient property for this. So background, I will use the property background image, and I've already used this linear gradient to apply it all over to my background. So I will say to right bottom. So what this will do, it will start from the top left and come all over to right bottom, and I have to mention two colors, so that the initial color and how it will look at the end. So let me do that and show it to you. So I have already shown you how to pick colors. I have used this website, so I will mention this down in the description if possible. So to do that I will select a color. So let me say I will select this color, and you can use this alpha property, which represents how transparent your color should look. I will set it over here, and I will copy this thing, this HLSA color, and I will copy, and this is my first color at the starting initial point, and at the end what color it should be, I will pick some light one. I'll pick this. Okay, I'll copy this now and get back over here. I will paste this thing, give a semicolon here, and this is my linear gradient. Let us see if that has been applied. So you can see this gradient color has been applied. This is my initial color at the top left corner, and finally this is at here till bottom we get the second color what we have used. So but the background is been at a completely sticky, right? We don't have some spacing. Yeah, as we can see here we have some spacing. So to do that I will give some padding to this. So I will now target for all the data. I will target for all the data, and I will say padding, and I will set it to 10 pixels so that I get some spacing all around this table tag. So I got some spacing, and you can see this is now looking quite better. You can use various colors and fonts to look it much better. And yeah, that's it for my table. And now next we will see how we can design this mentor details cards, right? We have these three cards. So to do that I will create uh, one more division tag with the name mentor details. I will say division tag, and I will give the class name as mentor details, and let okay mentor details. Then I will inside this I have this is me inside this I am having these three details, right? These three mentors. So I will create three more division tags with class name mentors. Okay, now I will simply copy this two more times. So I will paste this down here, and inside this I will give a heading 4 tag as well as a paragraph tag. So this is because I am having one header tag right over here, and this is my whole content. So I will copy this thing and paste it to all of my other two division tags. I will paste this as well as over here, right? So now I will quickly copy all of this content and paste it over there. Copy this thing, I will paste it, and now finally we get all of this content. So let us see how this is looking. When I come and reload it, you can see it is coming all at the bottom without any styling. So to do that styling, first let us come over here. So inside my instructions I am having that division tag. Let me come at the bottom. So inside my instructions I'm having the division tag called mentor details, and inside that I am having my mentor. It is actually a class, so I have to mention a dot. So let us see if the name is correct or not. It is actually mentors, so I have to say mentors. So inside this I will use the background image property. I will copy all of this, the same thing. I will apply the linear gradient to its background. So I will copy this, I will paste it over here, and let us now see how this is looking. So when I refresh and see, you can see my background color is been applied, but it is taking the entire uh, width, right? So let me give its width to around say 250 pixels. So I will give its width to around 250 pixels, and now when you see my width has been decreased to around 250 pixel, but I want all of this to come in a line. So it has to take only this area so that the other two come in a line. So I have to even set the display property to inline block so that it blocks any the content to be there. So when I refresh, you can see my content have been come over here. So what I will do, I will set all of this to the center. So I will go over here. I will copy this thing. See, in my mentor details division tag, I am having my three mentors, right? So I have to set the text align property to be center, so that all of my these three mentors to be at the center of my main mentor details division tag. So when I refresh, you can see all of these mentors have come at the center. Now I want some margin at the top, as well as I will change the font size of this header and this content. So to do that, I will set some margin at the top side, and I will say let us give it around 25 pixels at the top from the top. And even if to change the font size of my content, I will get back over here, and inside my mentors division tag I am having those h2, and for h2 I will set the font size let us set the font size to say around 1.5 rem. So 1.5 rem, and similarly I will do the same for the paragraph tag inside this mentors. So I am having the header as well as paragraph which contains the content of my mentor details. So let me set it to around 1.3 rem, and now we will see if it has been increased now. But you can see this for this student it is not been applied for organizers, because this is not h2, it is actually heading 4 tag. So now okay, now it is being applied, but you can see all of my content is coming at the middle, but I don't want it in the middle. I want it to be at the left side itself. So the reason why it is coming at the middle, because you can see I have used text align to be center for my over here for my mentor details. So all of the child elements inside this mentor details, they will come at the center. So to avoid this, what I will do, I have to set the text align over here to be at the left side. So only my mentors will be at the center, but inside the mentors, what content we will be having, those will be at the left side. So if we see over here, when I refresh, I will explain it over here. So now this is my this whole thing, this whole content what we are having, this is my mentor details. So for mentor details, I have set the text align to be center. So all of these inside my mentor details tag, what these three cards are there, they will be at the center. But to avoid these to be at the center, this text to be at the center, I have to go over inside my mentors tag, mentors division tag, and I have to set my text align property to be at the as a left. So this will avoid this center property. Now, but you can see this division tag, student coordinators, to be at the bottom so that it matches this at the bottom line. So to remove this uh, top margin, what I will do, I have to target only this specific division tag. So to do that, we are having a special property. So I will copy this, and at the bottom of here, so mentors. So this is my third mentor card, right? So to target only that specific card, I will mention, I will use this property called nth child. So young child, and this is my third card, right? So this is my third child inside my mentors. So for the now we have to not do this actually. This I will remove this thing. So inside my mentor details, I have to target the third child. So for third child, I will say transform property and translate to around 25 pixels, and I will even increase its width to say around 280, so that this text is this complete student coordinated text comes in a single line. So I will give it to 280 pixels, and now when I refresh, it is coming all in a line, because I think it should be dot mentors as well. So it should be dot, yeah, it should be dot mentors. So I'm, because I'm targeting the third child of this mentors, right? So now it, oh, it is coming a bit down. It should be minus 25 pixels. So now it is getting more this thing. So let me give it around 40. Oh, look, okay, but let us give it around 50 pixels and see, minus 50 pixels. So now it is coming all over here. And but you can see at the bottom we have this spacing, right? So to avoid that, I will give some height as well, to specifically for this particular division. So I will say height to around 250 pixel and see how that looks. So it is getting a more bigger, so I will give it to 200 pixel and see. So now it's looking perfect, it is coming all in a line. And now finally I have to give some radius to this card, and as well as to this mentor details, and as well as uh, this border, black color border, you can see. So for that, I will target all my mentors, and over here I will say border radius to around 25 pixels, and I will say border let me give it 3 pixels solid, and I want it to be at the black color. And now when I refresh and show it to you, you can see my border has been applied beautifully. You can change the text color, as well as if you want, you can change the text font of this as per your wish. And finally, you can see to my heading tag, I am having this border at the bottom. So let me even quickly do that. This is my heading 4 tag. So over here I will say border to at the bottom to be 2 pixels of width, let it be solid, and the color let it be black itself. So now not here, over here. When I refresh, you can see border has been applied, border bottom. And to avoid this complete straight line, I have already told you we use this display inline block property. So I'll say inline block, and now when I refresh, you can see only that much area is been covered by the border bottom. So that's it guys for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and if so, make sure that you hit the like button. If any questions or any topic that you want me to cover, just comment down and I will make sure that I reach you. And in the next video, we will see how to create a footer for our website. So to get some more content on these topics, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. Till then, happy coding.